The colony of Solari Prime was quiet, too quiet. Its crystal towers reflected the pale light of its twin suns, and its gardens hummed with strange colors and sounds. The Solari people had lived peacefully for generations, tending their crops, trading with nearby systems, and studying the stars. But peace had become fragile. Raiders known as the Krellith had begun attacking nearby settlements, and now Solari Prime felt the first shadow of fear. In the council hall, Leader Terran spoke to the gathered advisors. "Our fleets are small," he said, his voice calm but tense. "The Krellith are growing stronger. If we do not get help, we will fall. We have sent messages to the Galactic Union, but no one answers. We are alone." A younger council member, Lyra, leaned forward. "We cannot fight them alone, Terran. We need allies. We must send the call farther than before. Perhaps some human explorers will hear it." The name caused murmurs. Humans were known in legend across many systems. Stories said they were from a harsh world, called Earth, filled with dangerous landscapes and deadly animals. Some said humans were reckless. Others said they were unstoppable in battle. No Solari had ever seen one in person. At a small station near the edge of the system, Commander Alex Turner adjusted the controls of his scout ship, Horizon Dawn. The vessel was compact but strong, built to survive the harshness of deep space. Alex was human, of course, with sharp eyes and a calm demeanor that hid the intensity within. His co-pilot, Olivia Cross, glanced at the monitor, noticing the unusual spike of activity. "Commander," Olivia said, pointing at the communications console, "we're picking up a long-range signal. It's different. Not from the usual traffic." Alex leaned over, studying the strange pulse. Daniel Hunt, the ship's engineer, ran through the code, his fingers moving quickly over the console. "It's a distress signal," he said, after a few moments. "And it's old. Several hours, maybe a day. Whoever sent it is asking for help." Alex's eyes narrowed. "Where is it coming from?" "Outer Rim," Daniel replied. "A system called Solari Prime. It's lightly populated and remote." Olivia frowned. "No one ever sends distress calls that far out unless it's serious. Commander, should we respond?" "Treckling. Treckling. 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 Treckling." Alex considered for a moment. They were trained to explore, to gather information, but not to get involved in battles unless necessary. But something in his gut told him this was different. "Set a course for Solari Prime," he said finally. "We cannot ignore this. If they are in danger, we have to go." The crew began preparing the Horizon Dawn for the long jump. Supplies were checked, weapons systems powered, and shields reinforced. The ship hummed with energy as it launched into hyperspace, leaving behind the empty edges of the human exploration network. Meanwhile, on Solari Prime, Terran and Lyra watched the skies. The Solari did not know what to expect. When the signal first registered in their system, they had hoped for help from a Galactic Union fleet. But no fleets had come. They were running out of time. Then, a small object appeared on their scanners. It moved differently from the usual ships. Its engines were strong, and it left a bright trail across the sky. "What is that?" Lyra asked. Eyes wide, Terran studied the image. "I do not know. It is not our technology. It is not from the Union. Whatever it is coming to us." The object approached quickly. From the outside, it looked small, but the scanners showed it could hold several people. When it entered the atmosphere, the ship descended slowly toward the landing platforms of Solari Prime. The people of the colony gathered to watch. They had no idea who or what was inside the vessel. Many feared it could be another raider ship, sent to finish what the Krellith had started. Others held hope that it was an ally. When the ship touched down, its ramps opened smoothly. Humans stepped out. Alex led the team, followed by Olivia and Daniel. They wore light armor, and each carried simple weapons that glimmered faintly in the sun. Their presence was strange and imposing to the celery. Terran stepped forward, trying to appear calm. "Who are you?" he asked, his voice firm despite the nervousness in his heart. "I am Alex Turner," the human said. "These are my crew, Olivia Cross and Daniel Hunt. We received your distress call. We came to help." The Solari were silent for a moment, studying them carefully. Terran could see the strength in their stance, the sharp alertness in their eyes. These were not diplomats. These were warriors, though not like anything he had seen before. Lyra whispered, "They are dangerous." Terran nodded slightly. "Yes, but perhaps dangerous in our favor." The humans quickly surveyed the colony. Alex's voice was calm and practical. "We need to see your defenses, your weapons, your population. We will help you prepare." Olivia followed, scanning the area. "You do not have much shielding here. Your energy barriers are weak, and your drone patrols are not ready for a real assault." Daniel knelt by a device near the platform. "Your power grid is stable, but it can be rerouted. I can make temporary shields using these circuits." The celery were amazed. They had never seen anyone work so fast and so effectively. Humans moved with purpose, each step precise, each tool used with skill. "We will trust you," Terran said, finally. "If you can protect us, we will follow your guidance." The humans nodded. Alex smiled faintly. We will do everything we can. But first, we must understand your enemies. Tell us about the Krellith." Terran explained how the Krellith had raided nearby settlements, their ships armed with advanced weapons that could destroy a building in minutes. He spoke of their cruelty and cunning, of how they enslaved populations and left nothing behind. Alex listened carefully, nodding as he took notes in his mind. "They will not expect humans," he said. "That may give us an advantage. But we must prepare. There is no time to waste." That night, the humans slept little. They inspected weapons, tested shields, and walked through the colony's streets. The Solari watched them curiously, learning from their methods. Humans were strange creatures, fragile in appearance, yet fearless, ready to face any danger. By morning, the humans had organized the colony. They had set up makeshift defenses, improved patrol routes, and trained a small group of Solari in basic combat tactics. Lyra watched from a distance, amazed at the speed of the humans. "I have never seen anything like this," she whispered. Alex gathered his team. "The Krellith will come soon. We have prepared as best we can. Now we wait, and we fight if necessary. Remember, we are not here to rule. We are here to protect." Alex. The Solari felt a mixture of fear and hope. They had asked for aid, expecting perhaps distant fleets or simple guidance. Instead, they had received something far stranger. Humans from Earth, the Deathworlders. Strong, dangerous, and fearless. The colony's first night with humans was tense. The skies were quiet, but scanners picked up movement near the outer edges of the system. Small Krellith scouts were probing, testing the defenses. Olivia monitored the signals. "They are approaching," she said. "We will see them soon." Daniel checked the shields. "Everything is ready. Let them come. We will hold them." Alex looked over the colony from a high platform. He could see the spires, the gardens, the glowing fields. He felt a strange respect for the Solari. They were peaceful, intelligent, and yet helpless without allies. That was why humans had to act. "Remember," he told the Solari gathered nearby, We fight together. Do not be afraid. We will show them why humans survive where others fail. We are not invincible, but we are strong. And we will protect this place. As dawn broke over Solari Prime, the first glimmers of the Krellith fleet appeared on long-range sensors. They were larger than expected, their shapes dark and threatening. The Solari gasped, fear and awe mixing in their eyes. Alex adjusted his armor. They asked for aid, he said quietly. They do not know what is coming. We are humans. We are Deathworlders, and we came for them. The first part of the story ended with tension in the air. The colony waited, the humans prepared, and the Krellith closed in. For the Solari, hope had arrived in an unexpected form, terrifying yet protective, and the humans had just begun to show what they were capable of. The humans wasted no time. From the moment the Krellith scouts had been detected, Alex, Olivia, and Daniel worked alongside the Solari to strengthen the defenses. They moved through the colony like a calm storm, organizing, teaching, and building. Alex began by walking through the streets with Taryn and Lyra. We need to know every weakness, he said. Every road, every tower, every possible entry point. The enemy will use what we leave open. Taryn nodded, impressed by the precision of the humans. We have never prepared this way. Our defenses are usually based on chance and luck. That will not work against the Krellith, Alex replied. They are methodical. We must be methodical too. The first task was the walls. The Solari had energy shields along the perimeter, but they were weak. Daniel knelt before a control panel and began rerouting power. I can boost these shields temporarily, he said. It will not last forever, but it will give us time if they attack. Olivia moved to the sky platforms. She inspected the old drone fleet, small floating machines used for observation. These can be weapons, she said. They are not fast or strong enough now, but with some changes, we can use them to harass enemy ships before they reach orbit. The Solari watched, amazed at the speed and confidence of the humans. They had never seen anyone work like this. Humans moved quickly, thinking several steps ahead, improvising solutions as problems appeared. That night, the humans trained a small Solari defense team. Stand your ground, use what cover you have, fight together. Humans survive on teamwork. The Solari soldiers struggled at first. They had never been trained in this way. Their culture valued intelligence and strategy, not raw combat. But under Alex's calm instruction, they began to understand. Olivia led the drone exercises. These machines are tools, not soldiers, she said. You control them. Make them think faster than the enemy. They are extensions of you. The drones moved awkwardly at first, but with each attempt, the Solari learned to coordinate them. Soon, they could control 3 drones at once, sending them in simple attack patterns. Lyra watched, realizing that humans made even old machines seem dangerous. Meanwhile, Daniel worked on the colony's energy grid. He connected spare circuits to the shields, adding small protective fields around key buildings. This will help protect your power stations and supply depots, he said. Taryn observed quietly, impressed by the humans' attention to detail. They see what we cannot, he said. They understand danger in a way we do not. The next morning, scouts reported that the Krellith fleet had moved closer. Their ships were larger than expected, heavily armed, and fast. The humans studied the readings. They are testing us, Alex said. They want to see how we react. This is a probe. A small force. We can handle this. We must show strength. Olivia prepared the drones for combat. I will lead them, she said. We will strike quickly, hit the weak points, and retreat before they know what happened. The first skirmish began near the edge of the system. Small Krelith craft appeared, flying in formation. The Solari panicked at first, unused to direct conflict. But the humans remained calm. Alex directed the ground teams. Hold your positions. Wait for my signal. Don't fire too early. Olivia's drones moved swiftly, zipping through space and striking the scouts' engines. The Krelith were surprised. Their ships faltered, some spinning out of control. Daniel monitored the shield energy. We can hold them off for a short time, he said. If they attack the main city, we need to fall back strategically. The Solari began to understand. Under human guidance, they could fight. They moved with purpose, holding positions that had seemed unimportant before. When the Krelith attacked, they were ready. After a few minutes of tense battle, the scouts retreated. The humans had shown the Solari that they could survive attacks if they were smart and coordinated. Terran approached Alex after the skirmish. Your methods are strange, but effective, he said. Our people have never seen this before. They are learning quickly. Alex nodded. That is the point. They must learn, or the colony will fall when the full fleet arrives. We are not just defending them, we are teaching them to survive. The following days were filled with preparation. The humans trained the Solari in combat drills, organized patrols, and built makeshift barricades. They worked tirelessly. Olivia led the Solari through aerial drills, using drones to simulate attacks. Fly with the drones, she said. See the enemy before they see you. Strike and retreat. Speed is your friend. The Solari stumbled at first, their movements awkward, but with each attempt, they improved. They learned to anticipate the humans' instructions and react quickly. Daniel focused on the technical side. He repaired old turrets and reinforced walls. Every building can be a weapon, he said. Do not depend on luck. Depend on planning. At night, the humans discussed strategy. Alex spread star charts on a table, marking Krelith routes and possible weak points. They will attack from orbit first, he said. We will harass them with drones and energy weapons. When they descend, we fight in the streets. Every advantage counts, Olivia added. And the Solari now understand teamwork. That is new for them. They will be able to respond faster than before. And Terran watched quietly. He realized that these humans were unlike any ally he had hoped for. They were dangerous, yes, but in a protective way. They brought fear to enemies and hope to the weak. The Solari began to trust them. Even the younger citizens who had been scared before now watched the humans with admiration. They trained, prepared, and learned quickly. Then, one morning, scouts reported the Krelith fleet moving into attack range. This time, it was not a probe. Hundreds of ships appeared on long-range sensors, casting shadows over the system. The humans observed quietly, analyzing every movement. They are confident, Alex said. They think the colony is weak. That is their mistake. They have never faced humans before. Olivia prepared her drones and weapons. We strike first, she said. Show them we are not easy prey. Daniel monitored the energy shields, making final adjustments. We can hold for a time, but not forever. Timing is critical. The Solari gathered to watch, their fear mingling with hope. They had seen humans fight once. Now, they would see them lead a real defense. Alex gave one last instruction to Terran. Do not panic. Trust the humans. Follow orders, and your people will survive. We fight together. The Krelith began their descent. The first ships entered the atmosphere, massive and deadly. The humans activated the first wave of drones, sending them in sharp, coordinated attacks. The Krelith faltered, their ships hit in key areas. Olivia's skill with the drones was precise, striking engines and sensors, forcing the enemy to scatter. The Solari watched in awe as the humans moved calmly through the chaos. directing their own forces with a mix of strategy and instinct. Terran could feel hope rising. For the first time, he believed that the colony might survive, not because they were strong enough, but because these strange humans were there. Alex turned to his team, voice steady. This is only the beginning. They will not give up easily. We must be ready for the next wave. The first wave ended, but the battle had just begun. The Solari learned quickly from the humans' methods, seeing the value of preparation, coordination, and courage. The humans were not just helping, they were teaching survival. And the Krellith, seeing this, realized that Solari Prime was not an easy target. They had expected a weak, peaceful colony. Instead, they had encountered humans, the Deathworlders. The humans did not smile. They did not boast. They simply prepared for the next attack. Their calm confidence inspired the Solari, and their skill terrified the enemy. The days that followed were tense, filled with training, repairs, and careful observation. The humans showed the Solari that fear could be managed, that courage could be learned, and that survival depended on unity. By the time the main fleet approached, the colony had changed. The Solari were no longer passive. They had learned to fight, to adapt, and to trust humans. They had seen what Deathworlders could do. And the humans, as always, were ready. They had prepared every defense, tested every weapon, and trained every defender. They did not hesitate. They did not doubt. They would meet the enemy head-on, and they would show the galaxy why humans survived on Deathworlds. The stage was set for the real battle. Solari Prime would not fall easily. The humans had arrived, and the Deathworlders of Earth had made their presence known. The morning light of Solari Prime broke across the crystal towers, reflecting in soft colors that hid the tension beneath. Scouts reported the Krellith fleet had moved closer, their large warships forming a dark line against the horizon. The humans stood on the platform overlooking the city, calm as ever, while the Solari whispered in worry behind them. Alex Turner studied the readings carefully. "They are testing the outer defenses again," he said quietly. "This time, they are bringing more ships. Not all of them, but enough to push us. We must be ready to respond immediately." Olivia Cross nodded. "The drones are ready. Ground teams are in position. The Solari have improved, but we cannot rely on them fully. Timing is everything." Daniel Hunt checked the shield generators one last time. "We have maximum energy running through the barriers. It should hold against small strikes. For larger attacks, we will need to force them to split their fire. If we concentrate their attention, we can manage." Terran and Lyra watched from the edge of the platform, still uneasy. "They do not fear the Krellith at all," Lyra said. "Their calm is strange. It is unnerving." Terran nodded. "It is different, yes, but it works. They inspire hope, and the enemy does not expect it. Humans are strange creatures, but effective." The first wave arrived. Small Krellith fighters darted into the system, faster than anything the Solari had ever seen. Sensors blinked red with warnings. "Do not panic," Alex said firmly. "Olivia, deploy the drones. Daniel, keep the shields ready. Solari, follow our orders exactly. Stand your ground." Olivia activated the drones. They moved like a swarm of insects, fast and precise. The small Krellith ships tried to attack the outer shield towers, but the drones intercepted them with skillful strikes. Engines exploded, and debris floated into space as the attackers faltered. The Solari watched, wide-eyed, as humans directed the fight. They had never seen such coordination, such speed. Alex moved from platform to platform, pointing out positions, giving short instructions, and correcting mistakes. "Hold that flank," he shouted. "Do not let them bypass the shields. Focus fire on the engines, not the hull." The Solari soldiers followed, learning quickly. They were no longer passive observers. With every order, They gained confidence, seeing the effectiveness of strategy over panic. Daniel monitored the shields, rerouting energy where needed. "The outer barriers are holding," he reported. "I am redirecting power to the central towers. They will not break through easily." "Better. The outer barriers are holding." "Better. Better." The Krelith regrouped after losing several fighters. They sent a larger ship toward the colony, a dark silhouette against the morning sky. It carried weapons capable of destroying entire blocks in seconds. Alex observed silently. "That ship is dangerous," he said. "It will hit hard. We need to force it to divide its attention. Olivia, take the drones and harass it from above. Make it think the defense is stronger than it is." Olivia led the drones, weaving around the large ship, striking sensors and engines. Sparks flew from the enemy hull as the Krelith attempted to fire. The ship spun awkwardly, struggling to aim, giving the humans time to organize the Solari ground forces. Terran watched the humans work. "They do not fight like us," he whispered to Lyra. "They do not panic. They do not hesitate. They adapt. That is why they survive." On the ground, Alex organized barricades and defensive positions. Solari buildings were reinforced with human designs, using metal supports and energy amplifiers. Citizens were guided to safe zones, while trained Solari soldiers took positions at key points. The main Krelith fleet had begun its descent. Massive ships entered the atmosphere, their hulls black and sleek, carrying thousands of raiders and heavy weapons. The colony trembled under their approach. Alex did not flinch. "This is it," he said calmly. "Stay focused. Every ship, every unit counts. Move as we trained. Remember teamwork. We survive together." The first bombardment hit near the outer fields. Energy beams burned through the soil, destroying crops and small buildings. Solari screamed in panic, but the humans remained steady. "Do not flee," Alex shouted. "Stay behind cover. Fire when ready. Aim for engines and weapons." Olivia's drones moved in and out of the beams, striking quickly. Small explosions rocked the Krelith ships as drones forced them to divert attacks. The Solari soldiers gained confidence, firing coordinated volleys at weakened enemy positions. Daniel worked furiously at the shield controls. "Power is dropping," he shouted. "I can hold for short bursts, but we must make them waste shots. Concentrate fire." Alex ran between positions, moving calmly but swiftly. "Use the terrain, protect civilians, focus on weak points." The battle intensified. Krelith fighters tried to bypass drones and strike the city, but Olivia anticipated their moves, sending drones to intercept. Every strike, every diversion, slowed the enemy and saved lives. The Solari were amazed. Humans were not only fighters, they were teachers, leaders, and strategists. Under their guidance, the Solari fought as one unit, something that had seemed impossible days before. As the sun rose higher, the Krelith brought down larger warships, trying to crush the colony. Alex had predicted this. He ordered coordinated traps. "Drones behind the ships," he called. "Ground units to flank positions, shield generators, focus fire." Explosions shook the streets, but humans and Solari continued to fight. Drones struck engines and weapon mounts, forcing enemy ships to spin or retreat. Solari soldiers used barricades and human techniques, surprising the raiders with precision attacks. Terran saw the change in his people. "They are no longer afraid," he whispered. "They have learned from the humans. They fight for their homes, for their families, and they fight smart." Alex observed the battlefield calmly. "Keep the pressure. Make them think twice before attacking again. We are here to survive, not to show mercy." The Krelith commander, seeing heavy losses among the scouts and fighters, decided to retreat a portion of the fleet. They believed they could regroup and strike later. But humans were relentless. Olivia led a final strike with drones, damaging more engines and communication arrays. Daniel kept shields up, even as energy levels fell dangerously low. The battle ended with the Krellith retreating. They had expected a weak colony, easy to destroy. Instead, they had met humans, and humans who taught the Solari to fight. Terran approached Alex. "Your methods are strange, and your appearance is frightening, but you have saved us. You have made us strong." Alex nodded. "Strength comes from preparation and unity. We fight together. You fought well today. The Krellith underestimated you because they did not know what humans could teach." Olivia smiled faintly. "They will not forget this battle. They will fear humans, and they will respect the Solari." Ah. Lyra looked around at the battered but standing city. "We could never have survived this alone. Your presence changed everything." Alex looked at the horizon. Knowing more challenges would come, this was only the beginning. They will return, stronger. But now you know how to fight. You have learned to adapt. That is the key to survival. The humans helped rebuild parts of the city that were damaged. They checked the shields, repaired barricades, and organized patrols. The Solari worked alongside them, feeling stronger, more confident. At night, the humans discussed strategy quietly. Alex studied star maps and enemy patterns. Olivia analyzed drone performance. Daniel checked shield and weapon efficiency. They were methodical, precise, and tireless. The Solari observed them, learning not only tactics, but also courage. They saw that humans did not fear death or danger in the same way. They used it as a tool, a way to control the battlefield. Terran realized that humans were different from any ally he had hoped for. They were not perfect, but they were adaptable, intelligent, and fearless. That combination made them terrifying to enemies and protective to those they helped. By dawn, the colony had changed. Solari soldiers were more confident. Citizens were prepared for evacuation or defense. Drones patrolled the skies. Energy shields were reinforced. And humans stood at the center, calm, ready, and in control. Alex Turner looked at the horizon, where the remaining Krellith fleet lingered. "They will return," he said quietly. "But we will be ready. We fight not for glory, but for survival. That is what humans do. That is what Deathworlders do." The Solari Prime had survived its first full-scale attack thanks to humans. And though the battle was won for now, the war was far from over. The Krellith had learned that this colony was dangerous, and humans had shown why they were feared across the galaxy. And so, Solari Prime prepared for what was coming next. The humans had arrived, and their presence had changed everything. The Solari were no longer helpless. They had learned to fight. They had learned courage. They had learned to survive.